Hey everybody, how's it going? Eagle here. So, what I would like to talk about today is it has to do with Blackbeard and Shanks, and the common thought process is that Blackbeard will someday beat Shanks, and that will be some sort of a catalyst or a emotional unspurring for Luffy to defeat Blackbeard. But the argument I would like to make is that Blackbeard, at this point, is already stronger than Shanks and is pretty much just waiting on the point where he feels like his crew can deal with Shanks's crew. But he himself is already on Shanks's level, if not above that. And for this, we have to go back a ways, because as we know, was revealed in the most recent data book, which is canonical, Shanks became a Yonko more than 13 years ago, which is before the beginning of the story. At the beginning of the story, he had the scar on his eye, so that was initially a confusion. When did he get the scar from Blackbeard? Was he, Yonko at that point? But in the Ace novel, we got a portion where we got a revelation of some of the dialogue between Ace and Shanks when he met him on the Winter Island when he was captain of the Spade Pirates. And he himself asked Shanks about the scar. And what Shanks told him was that basically a no-name pirate, just a regular crewmate on the Whitebeard Pirates, did it to him. And that even his own crew, i.e. Lucky Roo, Ben Beckman, Yassop, they were all surprised at this information too, because even they had not heard about it, because Shanks rarely talks about the scar. So we can surmise from this that Shanks got the scar before he made his own crew. So while he was on Roger's crew. So we can surmise that at some point, while he was on Roger's crew, the two crews, had a fight, had a little scuffle, and Shanks, came up against Blackbeard, who at the time, he didn't know at all. He was a no-name pirate, just like Shanks pretty much at the time. But Shanks had fighting prowess and ability and promise, and, obviously was shocked himself when this dude actually landed a blow on him. Because he notes at a later point in the story to Whitebeard that he was not being careful when this happened to him. Like he bet this arm on a new generation and he was being careless or whatever, but here he was not. That's what he said to Whitebeard himself. So from this we can surmise, and also I'd like to note that Shanks and Blackbeard are 1 year apart. They're relatively the same age. So they've kind of been on a relatively even growing plane from that point as well. So Blackbeard, at a point where they were both no-name pirates growing up, was on Shanks level already, just as a pure, fighting with his claws aspect. Before he had any, fruit, before he had hockey, he was already on an even playing field with Shanks. We know this because he was able to scar Shanks. Now, at this point, Blackbeard has gained two fruits, one, both of which we consider to be some of the most powerful fruits in the verse. The Yami Yami no Mi, sure, it has its downsides in that you take more damage, but that's something that Blackbeard will probably have gotten used to by now, as far as like his ability to cope with the extra damage and not be like, ah! But that's not even mentioned in the Gura Gura. Or the Goro. It's the Gura Gura. Not the Goro Goro. Goro Goro is Enos. Gura Gura is Whitebeard's. Which is the power to shake the world. Noted, and considered by pretty much a lot of people, at least, to be the strongest paramecia fruit. Whitebeard's Quake. And so at a point where he was already on Shanks's level before he got these fruits. Now he has acquired these two. But people like to say, because Blackbeard ran away from Shanks, quote unquote, ran away from Shanks at Marineford, that he said he wasn't ready and he had to run away. But the banter they had was indicative that Blackbeard was not intimidated by Shanks, and he was like, "Yo, what's up? I'm gonna check you, dog." Shanks walked up, and he was saying, you know, his whole spiel about how that if they continue the fight, both sides will suffer pointless casualties. And he said, if anybody wants to continue fighting on at this point, he said, Koyo, we will be your opponents. And then after that, he said, what'll it be, Teach? Like pretty much, what's the deal gonna be, Teach? And Blackbeard looks back at him, and he does his, and he says, you're looking more handsome than ever, Akagami. That scar suits you nicely, he says. And then they continue, and he says, hold on, his direct line is, I am not ready to fight you guys yet. He doesn't say, I'm not ready to fight you, Shanks. He doesn't say, we're not ready to fight, you know, you, Shanks. He says, I'm not ready to fight you guys, implying that he himself is not ready to take on Shanks' whole crew just to fight Shanks. He has to surround himself with people strong enough to get the job done as well. So he says, I'm not ready to fight you guys. Let's quit here, you know. And then after that, he proceeds to go on the campaign to steal the strongest devil fruits he can find and give them all to his crew, which is also indicative of what I previously stated. He does not believe his crew is strong enough to compensate for Shanks' crew. That does not mean he himself believes he can't handle Shanks, because we already know he can, based on evidence we have in the story so far. So that's pretty much my point, is that Blackbeard is at this point himself already as strong, if not stronger than Shanks, who is someone that we consider to be, if not the strongest person in the verse, top 2 or top 3. So my point is that Blackbeard is already one of the most terrifying people in the series and a force to be reckoned with, and disgustingly powerful, and underestimated, I feel, by most, because they consider him to still be like trying to get to a point where he's powerful enough to beat these people, when he was already a beast. He was literally just lying in wait, waiting for the puzzle pieces to fall in place so he could enact his plan of action. So that being said, thank you all so much for watching. If you did, like the video if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more of my content, comment down below, let me know what you thought, or you know, what if you disagree or agree with me. You know, I'd like to know what you think or discuss it with you guys. As always, dislike the video if you dislike the video. Other than that, as always, have a beautiful day, and this will be Eagle signing off. All right, we'll see you guys next time.